first time having car troubles. I thought my bus just had the kick. The first kick of having on the side of the road trouble. And I got cars coming down this road too. I first heard like a pop. I didn't know what that was. Opening the hood, checking to see if I could find anything, and I noticed that their air intake hose was disconnected. I'm not sure why. The hose is oddly fitted onto the filter. As soon as I reconnected that air filter tube, the intake tube, now it's running perfectly fine. It is still getting air, it just wasn't getting 100% air from the air filter. Oh, you know what it probably was? The air filter sensor, the O2 sensor, probably was not sensing enough air coming into the system. Because the air filter sensor is on the side of the intake. The tube that was disconnected was connected to the engine. There's no sensor on that tube. So the sensor that's on the intake, the air filter, was not sensing enough oxygen coming into the engine. I'm guessing that's what it probably was. That's probably what it was. The sensor wasn't getting, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. There wasn't enough oxygen that the sensor was detecting, so it was telling the engine to start to struggle, basically. And now, turn the key, and it is running very, very smoothly. No issues at all. Check the oil to charge the battery. So that was my first roadside breakdown, apparently. The air filter intake tube came loose. It started making the engine struggle because the oxygen sensor was not sensing enough oxygen was coming into the engine. So I guess that's probably what it was. And now that I think about it, that actually makes sense too. But see, the thing is that they have the oxygen sensor at the air filter, not on the air intake. So if the air intake comes loose, the oxygen sensor doesn't detect any air being sucked in, which doesn't really make sense. Either way, it's sucking in air from the intake. Oh wait, of course, if the intake, wait a minute, okay, I think I'm understanding this. So if the intake is disconnected, which is causing the suction of air coming in, but the sensor is not connected to the intake, it's connected to the filter box. So if the filter box is not getting any suction coming through that sensor, but yet the air intake is still sucking in air, but the sensor is not on there, so it's not intaking the correct amount of air. I guess basically the sensor was not detecting air intake, so that's why the engine was struggling. That makes sense. It's very dark out here. I'm on the side of the road. I know y'all, it's hard to see me. People probably looking at me like, is this dude seriously recording on the side of the road right now? Yeah, first breakdown. And I was able to fix it myself. Nice, nice. I was about to leave this at a dealership. Of course, I need to leave it at a dealership anyways to get a wellness check or something on this engine, I know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close up this hood, close up the battery compartment, put everything back, and we're gonna get back on this road. Thank God. Because I'm starting to hear stuff in the woods behind me here, and that's just creepy. What's up, everyone? It's Hayden with 550 Bus Life. A moment has come and has been documented. My first night in the bus. A couple of things to go over that, you know, I'm glad I know about now. So we're going to make some adjustments here. So starting in early November, I was going to try my best to get as much done in the bus before Christmas Eve, which is the night, the first night that I wanted to try out sleeping in the bus. Look at that baby. Look how nice it looks. There is definitely some things that I would change, more like fix, add on, make better. First off, the ride. You see I'm sweating too, don't you? I told y'all I don't like sweating. Touching base on the ride, it's a lot quieter. I think the sound is actually being absorbed by the things in a bus. Going over like any imperfections in the road, usually it will be a loud bang in the back that you would hear. Driving this time, after I've gotten everything built in there that I have right now, wow, it was surprisingly a lot quieter. I didn't get loud. It's quiet in there. I mean, it's not like quiet, but you definitely hear the holes in the road. I'm just gonna say it's acceptable loud now. Gas wise, it did not change at all. The computer is still reading 5.9 miles to the gallon. I drove about an hour and 45 minutes to get here. Trying my best to keep the mileage under 65. On the highway, I was trying my best to keep it under 70, 75. Plus the tires, they're rated to go no higher than 71 miles per hour. I definitely hit 75 multiple times, several times, and held it at 75. God, these flies, they are, oh goodness. Also, after I got to my destination, went into the back, I forgot like the one thing that any van lifer, bus lifer should know before they start driving is to secure all your stuff down. I left so many tools on the countertop, things on the tabletop, the cabinets. I forgot to put in the magnets to hold the doors closed. All the doors were open. The drawers were open, the doors were open, all of it open. Some things came out of the cabinets. Things were a mess in the back once I got back there when we stopped. I wasn't really driving like crazy, you know. I wasn't like pulling G's or hard turns or anything like that. The first night, getting ready to, I guess, call a day from the family, Christmas Eve, got ready for bed. It was cold that night. I think the lowest it got down to maybe 43. I underestimated 43. 40 is really cold when you're outside, and no installation as well. This is when I started to put my heating elements to the test for the first night. I have a Mr. Buddy heater propane and also an electric heater. It's a couple things. For years, I've seen in YouTubers videos where they say that the Mr. Buddy heater causes condensation in their vehicles. I didn't get that. Maybe it might be the fact that my vehicle is really big. Maybe it wasn't able to heat up the entire bus to make that much heat for condensation. Maybe, I don't know. One thing that I noticed, this is my first time using this, but I did not see any YouTubers mention this in their videos that have Mr. Buddy heaters, but the dozens of YouTuber videos I've seen that they've used a Mr. Buddy heater in an indoor situation, they've never mentioned how if you have this thing on too long, it starts to smell like propane in the room. Yeah, I thought that was a little weird. I was thinking, okay, am I doing something wrong here? I mean, it's a pretty self-explanatory operation of the item, of the unit, but I started getting a little worried because, I mean, it's on, the flame is on, it's burning, I see the light, everything is burning, but the smell of propane, it does get noticeable in the room. I had it on high, you can notice it. It was on low, you can notice it. I did have ventilation open. I had my windows open, the rooftop hatch open. but you can still noticeably smell propane in the bus. And then when the tank actually went empty, so all of a sudden I just started smelling a lot stronger of a smell of propane. I thought, okay, wait a minute now. Did the flame go out? Is it malfunctioning? Yeah, the flame has died down because the propane has actually run out. Once the propane gets low enough, there's not enough pressure in the cylinder, if that makes sense, to make an accurate flame to continue to heat the system, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. I never read the instructions. I'm noticing a lot more the older I get, the more I just don't read the instructions of things. It's like I'm getting wiser and things just seem more self-explanatory. But for now, the Mr. Buddy heater, I have it down on the floor. I had it on the countertop and it seemed like it was heating that area over the countertop more than any other part of the bus, mainly and especially by the bed. I really needed by the bed, but I didn't really have a surface by the bed I could put it. So I just put it on the floor that's a little closer to the bed. Y'all, I'm not sure why I'm thinking this thing has a fan in it. It does not have a circulation system in it. I'm thinking this thing is going to get warm and it's going to blow the warm air towards, you know, whatever direction, or circulate in whatever direction, you know. It's literally like a campfire. Safe campfire inside. I wanted to fall asleep with this thing so bad because it really started to get noticeably cold. I know. You don't sleep with a open flame, especially if it's propane. I mean, it has these safety features, has low oxygen cutoff sensor. Oh my God, these flies are killing me. They're killing me. Y'all killing me, Smalls. And yet there's pictures on the box where it shows someone's outside, turned on, the heat is just rising up towards the sky. How is that warming you all? Unless you're in a tent, then okay, but I also have a electric heater. I started using that to go to sleep with, because I mean, those things are a lot more safer to go to sleep with. I think so. Some people probably don't think so, but I would choose an electric heater over a propane heater. Let's just say that. Problem with that is the power strip that I have, that I'm powering everything in my bus, the lights, the TV, charge my laptop, things like that. The heater overpowers. It draws too much power to have everything plugged in. So what I had to do that night was completely unplug that power strip, just plug in the heater, and we just slept in the dark. You know, you sleep better in the dark, especially when you're an adult. It is a 1500 watt electric heater. I cannot remember for the life of me what that power strip was rated. Oh my God, what was that? This is why I like the winter time. Deal with all these flies out here. Oof. On the package it said joules, and this whole time I'm going by watts and volts. I don't know how to convert joules yet. It's on the list. The box said 1200 joules, I believe. The heater it says 1500 watts. If y'all know the calculation of that, go ahead and let me know in the comments. That little electric heater, it did eventually get it nicely warm. It got it a nice, comfortable warm. It wasn't like warm, Christmas morning warm, but comfortable warm. Walk around your PJs warm. It got pretty warm in the bus to that level in about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, I would say. But it's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. You know, if you have a combination of Mr. Buddy heater, I've noticed that the Mr. Buddy heater, it warms up an area very quickly compared to electricity, because, you know, electricity got to warm up. I had them on simultaneously at a couple times on the first night, and it helped out a lot. About a couple hours later, it started getting really cold again. So I think what I'm going to be doing, learning from this night, I think I'm definitely going to go ahead and purchase a diesel heater. It seems like the #1 heater everyone really uses, efficient and safe enough, especially to sleep with, is a diesel heater. The bed frame, it's taller than I thought. It's definitely taller than I thought. When I was building that bed frame, I was just picturing my height and what I would like that bed height to be at. Turns out I made it a little too high. Measures total height with the inflatable mattress about 3 feet, 3 feet and change, I believe. It's a little complicated to get into the bed. I'm literally climbing into this bed. So there is like a little lip on the side that I can put my hand on and then climb into bed. Climbing out of the bed is actually more complicated than climbing in the bed, if that didn't sound weird enough. Another thing I'm finding out that helps is the rails inside. Those definitely help in getting in the bed and getting out of the bed. The first night of sleep, I'll tell you like this. I think I'm the type of person where my body needs to get used to sleeping in a new environment, I guess you could say. I don't usually stay up all night unless I actively try to and I'm doing something. It was a restless night. I think at first I was like up till maybe 4 a.m. Also, sleeping in a very cold environment, it keeps you awake. Well, very cold will probably make you get sleepy and then most likely die. But sleeping in around a 40-degree climate zone, it keeps you awake because you're freezing. I bought these really thick comforters. My chest down, I was very warm. Feet were warm, tush was warm, everything warm. Yeah, I did eventually go to sleep, maybe about 3 hours of sleep, maybe 4. The tapestries, I have them for the back doors of the bus. I have them temporarily hooked onto the doors with some binder clips just to, get some type of privacy out here. I'm out in the country still, like there's nobody around here walking around looking in people's windows except for the ghosts and aliens out here. Crop field over there and then like a huge field over there. It's peaceful though. It's definitely peaceful though, I'll give you that. Overall, I would say the first night, it was cozy enough. For what I built up to now, I would say the first night was cozy enough. Comfort level, what I have done in a bus. Table, the bed, the couch area. I even bought the rug. The rug's actually a 5x7. That thing was bigger than I thought, taking up a lot of that room over there. And then I bought a runner for the cabinet area. After I put all that down, there's like not much you can see left of the original flooring in the bus. Another thing that I've noticed is that I'm thinking about a couch is because sitting in those seats, I'm about 6'1", 6'2". I thought I measured this table out, the feet out, the whole sitting arrangement out pretty well. After I sit there for a while, my feet and legs start to hurt a little bit. More like just a little more uncomfortable. Like if it's more than an hour, 2 tops, it starts to get really uncomfortable to the point where I really need to get up and walk away from that table. But yeah, like the bed, I guess the bed is like so tall that I really prefer to just lie down in the bed. I don't like to sit down. I like to sit down in my bed at home, but and that bed is so tall, you really prefer to just lie down on that. You don't want to sit down on that. The table, I thought maybe moving the chairs back. Since it's in a track system, I can't adjust the chairs to and from that table. I don't think that'll do much of any help, because I think what it is that since it's a transit bus, I guess the seats are not meant to be sat in for long periods of time. All right, y'all, I'm starting to lose daylight here again. This daylight savings time, whoo, my goodness. You get the cold, but it takes away the light. I think I'm going to end that here for this video. I'm going to go ahead and go into town and get this lumber so I can start on this couch build before I start heading back home. Happy holidays, happy new year. I guess I will see you all in 2022. It's a whole ball game, whole nother ball game. Whole nother ball game when heat wakes you up. The temperature in the room wakes you up. I have my bus situated. The sun rises on the side, on one side, the side where my head is on the bus where I'm sleeping. So the whole side of my bus is like just an oven getting me to wake up here. The air mattress Yeah, I thought that was gonna work out. I definitely want to get a foam mattress. My body's a picky person. Since I put all the stuff in the bus, the sound from the suspension, it sounds a lot quieter when you're driving. It's not as loud bang. It's like it's a more doable bang. You know, should I name this? Should I name this bus? Feels weird just saying bus. You know what's weird? I kept thinking, should I name it Eleanor? Eleanor. I'm gonna go and sleep inside Eleanor. I'm gonna go inside Eleanor. Drive Eleanor. Ooh, that does not sound right. Brittany. Macbeth. Macbeth. Justin Timberlake. Halle Berry. I'm gonna go and work on Halle Berry. Ooh. Ooh. Hey girl.